In the middle of the Pacific Ocean, far from any mainland, exists a place shaped by fire, water, and time. This is not a single island, but a chain, each one with its own landscape, language, and pace. Cultures from Asia, Polynesia, and the Americas have met here, forming a living blend of tradition and community. The land holds stories not written in books, maps, but passed through voice, rhythm, and stories. Welcome to Hawaii, defined not by distance, but by depth. Hawaii is the 50th state of the United States, but its identity reaches back centuries before that name. The Hawaiian language, once nearly extinct, is now being revived through education and public life. Tourism, scientific research all shape its economy, while environmental protection remains a priority. Issues like land rights, sustainability, and cultural preservation are central to everyday conversation. The population is diverse, yet there's a shared respect for nature and history that guides life here. Hawaii today is not only a visitable island, it is aware, engaged, and evolving. As usual, we got a place need to be found. Unscramble these letters. Hint: it's one of the most active volcanoes on Earth, and a place where lava has shaped both land and belief. No further delay. Let's start your trip to this wonderful island with us. Waikiki magically enchants visitors with its translucent turquoise waterfront and golden sands aglow under tropical sunshine. Its name evokes spouting fresh water and recalls the network of springs and streams that once nurtured fertile wetlands. In earlier times, Hawaiian monarchs retreated here to glide upon rolling surf using primitive longboards carved from native timber. Greek visionary George Lycurgus transformed a modest guest house into the Sans Souci resort, ushering in carefree coastal hospitality. Novelist Robert Louis Stevenson found poetic inspiration beside fragrant shorelines where gentle breezes ruffled his hair. Determined engineers sculpted the Aloha Canal, carving through marshland to banish disease, bearing mosquitoes, and reshape Waikiki's landscape. Olympic hero Duke Kahanamoku electrified global curiosity in wave riding and established Waikiki as the epicenter of surfing culture. Mid-20th century high-rise hotels rose along the beach, replacing modest inns and transforming the skyline into an urban resort vista. Despite its heavenly natural scenery, Waikiki is experiencing some problems by human activities. Human-engineered seawalls and various structures interrupted natural sand flows, triggering relentless beach erosion and necessitating innovative solutions. During the Jazz Age, large shipments of Californian sand arrived by ship and barge, replenishing shrinking shoreline segments with borrowed grains. Modern restoration programs persist in meticulously redistributing sediment to revive retreating beaches and preserve Waikiki's legendary coastal charm. Haleakalā was originally part of Hawaii National Park, along with the volcanoes of Mauna Loa and Kilauea on the island of Hawaii, created in 1916. Named after Haleakalā, a dormant volcano within its boundaries, the park covers an area of 33,265 acres, of which 24,719 acres is a wilderness area. Haleakalā National Park has been a part of the Pacific West region since its inception in 1961. The land was designated a national park in 1976, and its boundaries expanded in 2005. Seismologists record subtle earth tremors, hinting at residual magma movements beneath the massif. Two main trails lead into the crater from the summit area, the Hānau and Sliding Sands trails, both of which are designated as National Recreation Trails. Haleakalā National Park plays two very important roles. It protects wildlife that exists nowhere else, and it acts as the melding point of ancient and modern Hawaiian culture. Haleakalā Observatory is an observation site located near the visitor center. It lies above the tropical inversion layer and so experiences excellent viewing conditions and very clear skies. For over 40 years, the University of Hawaii Institute for Astronomy has managed this site, conducting dedicated astrophysical experiments. One of its missions, the Maui Space Surveillance System, tracks satellites and debris orbiting the Earth. Come visit this special place. Renew your spirit amid stark volcanic landscapes and subtropical rainforest with an unforgettable hike through the backcountry. Na Pali Coast State Park spans over 6,000 acres of raw wilderness etched into Kauai's dramatic northwest shore. Towering cliffs soar 4,000 feet above the Pacific, sheltering Kīlauea Valley in sacred seclusion. The protected expanse stretches from Kīlauea Beach to Hale, unveiling a coastline carved 5 million years ago by ancient waters. Neighboring the park, the Ono o Na Pali Natural Reserve extends the sanctuary eastward through ridgelines and canyons. Trails and hunters' paths thread through Waimea Canyon's rugged terrain, connecting with breathtaking vistas. No cars reach this coastline, explorers only can hike, paddle, or fly to witness its untouched beauty. The Kalalau Trail twists across 11 miles, navigating 5 grand valleys before descending to Kalalau Beach. Waterfalls hidden beyond side trails reward daring trekkers with rainforest serenity. Remote stretches between Kalalau and Hale remain unreachable on foot, accessible only by sea or air. Around 1200 AD, Polynesian navigators first arrived, and later Tahitians forged the island's cultural heart. Na Pali once flourished as a vibrant trade hub linking Honolulu, Waimea, Niihau, and far-flung colonies. Western contact in 1778 brought disease, and by the 20th century, only the echoes of native life remained along the coast. Even if you've never been to Hawaii, you most certainly have laid eyes on Diamond Head. Diamond Head, or Leahai as native Hawaiians call it, is the most iconic volcanic formation in all of Hawaii. Soaring high above Waikiki, it serves as a backdrop to Honolulu's skyline and has forever graced postcards and pictures from the Aloha state. The modern-day Diamond Head name comes from when early Western explorers and traders in the late 1700s mistook the crater's calcite crystals for diamonds. Still, despite its popularity, there's still a lot that goes unsaid about Diamond Head, including a complex history that mixes traditional Hawaiian ceremonies, military occupation, the history of Diamond Head is multi-tiered and rich, and understanding its past will help you enjoy your visit in the present. Geologists estimate that Diamond Head was formed about 400,000 to 500,000 years ago during a rejuvenation stage eruption of the Kīlauea Volcano. We guess you can think of this place as one of the volcanoes in Hawaii's geological system. No, Diamond Head is not a volcano on its own. Rather, it is a crater of the Kīlauea Volcano. This is important to understand, and a common misconception. Diamond Head was created during the same series of eruptions that formed Koko and Punchbowl craters, among others. Known to native Hawaiians as Le'ahe, Diamond Head was a site of reverence and worship. In the earliest accounts of Western visitation to Hawaii, eyewitnesses describe seeing religious ceremonies take place upon its slopes. The modern-day Diamond Head name comes from when early Western explorers and traders in the late 1700s mistook the crater's calcite crystals for diamonds. Are you interested in history? Come travel with us. to Pearl Harbor in the USS Arizona. Pearl Harbor comprises a sheltered lagoon of approximately 2 square miles, encircled by volcanic highlands and coral reefs. Bathymetric surveys reveal a maximum depth of 40 feet, providing anchorage for over 90 moored vessels. Geological evolution traces to caldera collapse and subsequent basaltic lava flows from the Ko'olau Shield volcano. The USS Arizona rests within the inlet bottom, with her hull forming a submerged tribute preserved under meticulous conservation protocols. A floating structure measuring 184 feet in length spans the wreck without direct contact ensures structural integrity. Three sequential galleries named Entry Room, Assembly Room, and Shrine Room guide visitors along panoramic sightlines onto the sunken deck. Chiropteran specialists conduct seasonal surveys of these twilight caverns to document colony size fluctuations. Oil seepage, known as black tears, issues from corroded bulkheads, symbolizing an unending tribute to lost crew. Presidential approval in 1958 and congressional ratification in 1961 secured federal funding, culminating in a May 30, 1962 dedication. If you come to Haleakalā Volcano National Park, you certainly won't be able to miss Kipahulu, a great place for your travel activities. Kipahulu encompasses over 2,000 acres of lush coastal rainforest, fed by frequent rainfall and steep stream valleys descending from Haleakalā's slopes. The region's terrain is shaped by ancient lava flows and centuries of fluvial erosion, forming deep gorges and cascading waterfalls. This area of the coast has been inhabited by native people for hundreds of years, and remains an integral part of a thriving culture. The district's elevation ranges from sea level to over 2,000 feet, creating diverse microclimates that support endemic flora such as hala, kukui, and naupaka kahakai. The upper Kipahulu Valley is a designated biological reserve closed to the public to protect rare native species and fragile ecosystems. Radiocarbon evidence suggests Polynesian settlement in the area as early as the 12th century, with remnants Kauai village sites still visible. Over 700 archaeological features have been documented, including stone shrines, agricultural walls, and canoe sheds along the coast. The name Kipahulu translates to "fetch from exhausted gardens," reflecting its historical role as a fertile agricultural hub. In 1969, the coastal area was added to Haleakalā National Park to preserve its cultural and ecological significance. The Upper Valley was first explored scientifically in 1967, leading to its protection as a biological reserve by the Nature Conservancy. Hanauma Bay is a crescent-shaped marine embayment formed 32,000 years ago by explosive volcanic eruptions beneath the sea. Steam-driven blasts fused ash into tuff and shattered coral and basalt, creating a crater later breached by wave erosion. The name combines Hāna, meaning bay, and uma, interpreted as either curve or a traditional Hawaiian wrestling game. Located on Oʻahu's southeastern coast, the bay lies within a tuff ring and is framed by remnants of the Kīlauea Volcano. Archaeological finds suggest early Hawaiian presence, though the lack of fresh water prevented permanent settlement. Royalty such as King Kamehameha and Queen Kaahumanu used the bay for fishing, festivities, and coastal navigation. In 1956, dynamite was used to blast parts of the reef to lay trans-Pacific telephone cables. The area became a public recreation site after being purchased by the city and county of Honolulu. Paved roads and amenities in the 1930s made the bay more accessible, and post-war development increased its popularity. By the 1980s, over-tourism led to severe reef damage, with up to 13,000 visitors per day disturbing the ecosystem. In 1967, the bay was designated a marine protected area, safeguarding its fish, coral, and sand. Volcanoes are a wonder in Hawaii. If you want to admire the harshness of red-hot lava flows, you must visit Kīlauea. This place is also not too difficult to guess the answer to the quiz, right? Kīlauea rises from the southeastern shore of Hawaii Island as one of Earth's most persistently active volcanoes. This shield volcano emerged above sea level roughly 100,000 years ago and dates back as far as 280,000 years. It serves as the current eruptive center of the Hawaiian Emperor Seamount chain, fueled by the island's underlying hotspot. Once mistaken as a satellite of Mauna Loa, Kīlauea has since revealed its own distinct magma system and eruptive identity. Its summit caldera spans a broad depression, flanked by two rift zones stretching 125 kilometers east and 35 kilometers west. A fault beneath the volcano shifts vertically between 2 and 20 millimeters annually, subtly reshaping the landscape. From 1,983 to 2018, lava poured almost continuously from the eastern rift, reshaping coastlines and burying communities. The 1,990 eruption erased Kalapana and Kaimu, along with their iconic black sand beach. Haleakalā Crater hosted a glowing lava lake for a decade before draining dramatically in 2018. That year, lava surged through the lower Puna district, erupting from 24 vents and reaching the ocean in 3 places. The eruption obliterated 716 homes, consumed Hawaii's largest freshwater lake, and erased entire neighborhoods. Explosive summit collapses sent ash plumes soaring 30,000 feet into the sky, prompting a prolonged park closure. Since 2020, new eruptions have reawakened Haleakalā and continued along the volcano's flanks with renewed force. Mauna Kea is a dormant shield volcano on the island of Hawaii, claiming the highest point in Hawaii and surpassing Mauna Loa by 125 feet. When measured from its underwater base, its dry prominence reaches 30,610 feet, exceeding Mount Everest's height above sea level. This dormant shield volcano emerged nearly 1 million years ago and transitioned into a steeper post-shield phase with viscous lava. Its rugged summit is shaped by glaciation, cinder cones, and relentless trade winds that sculpt its volcanic flanks. The last eruption occurred between 6,000 and 4,000 years ago, leaving behind a landscape marked by geological stillness. In Hawaiian cosmology, Mauna Kea is sacred, once accessible only to high-ranking alii under ancient kapu law. Early Hawaiians harvested food from its forests and quarried dense basalt for tools along its slopes. European settlers introduced livestock in the 18th century, triggering ecological imbalance through feral populations. The volcano's ecology spans alpine tundra at the summit, mamane, Nio forests, mid-slope, and Koa Ohia woodlands at the base. Much of the lower forest was cleared by the sugar industry, prompting modern conservation efforts to restore native habitats. Legal action has compelled state agencies to remove invasive species and protect endangered flora and fauna. With its dry air, high altitude, and stable atmosphere, the summit is among the world's premier sites for stargazing. Since 1964, 13 international telescopes have risen atop Mauna Kea, forming the largest astronomical research complex on Earth. Lanikai Beach unveils a half-mile crescent of powder, white sand, and crystalline turquoise waters on Oahu's windward coast. Its shoreline faces the twin Mokulua Islands, whose volcanic silhouettes rise like sentinels from the Pacific horizon. The beach's name, coined in the 1920s, blends Lani and Kai to evoke a poetic vision of a heavenly sea. Formed by ancient marine erosion and coral reef accretion, the bay's shallow gradient creates calm, swimmable conditions year-round. Water temperatures hover between 75 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit, ideal for snorkeling among scattered coral heads and reef fish. Visitors love to come here to relax under the towering palm trees and enjoy stunning views of the horizon. The beach's orientation makes it an ideal spot for sunrise views, attracting early risers who come to enjoy the most perfect morning ambiance. Lanikai lacks public facilities, lifeguards, or parking lots, preserving its secluded residential character. Its proximity to the Mokulua Islands makes it a favored launch point for kayakers navigating toward Moku Nui's sandy landing cove. The Lanikai Pillbox Trail ascends the nearby ridge, rewarding hikers with panoramic views of the beach and offshore islets. Once a fishing retreat for Hawaiian royalty, the area evolved into a residential enclave in the early 20th century. Big Island, or Island of Hawaii, spans 4,028 square miles, making it the largest island in the United States and 63% of the Hawaiian archipelago's landmass. Despite its size, it holds only 13% of the state's population and is often called the Big Island, to distinguish it from the state name. The island's Hawaiian name, Moku o Keawe, reflects ancestral lineage and poetic interpretations like the Bearer or Southern Cross. Volcanic in origin, the island emerged from the Pacific hotspot and is the youngest in the Hawaiian chain. Archaeological evidence suggests Polynesian settlers arrived between 900 and 1200 AD, possibly from the Marquesas or Tahiti. Oral tradition honors Umia Liloa, a warrior chief who unified the island and established his seat of power in Kailua, Kona. In 1779, Captain James Cook anchored in Haleakalā Bay, where initial hospitality turned to conflict, resulting in his death. Following Kalaniʻopuʻu's death in 1782, civil war erupted, culminating in Kamehameha's rise and eventual unification of the islands by 1810. The Kingdom of Hawaii took its name from this island, symbolizing its central role in the archipelago's political history. In 1898, the island was annexed by the United States, and by 1905, it gained local governance through the County Act. Geologically, the island is formed by 5 volcanoes and includes Mauna Kea, whose summit rises 13,803 feet above sea level. Measured from its oceanic base, Mauna Kea reaches 33,000 feet, making it the tallest mountain on Earth by that metric. Rising from the Pacific like a sculpted emerald, Maui captivates with volcanic grandeur and timeless legend. Maui spans 727.2 square miles, ranking second in size among the Hawaiian Islands and 17th in the United States. It belongs to Maui County, which includes Molokai, Lanai, Kahoʻolawe, and the islet of Molokini. Haleakalā dominates the southeastern half, soaring to 10,023 feet, while the eroded West Maui Mountains crown the northwest. The island's nickname, the Valley Isle, stems from the low-lying isthmus connecting its twin volcanic masses. Puʻu Kukui, the highest point in the West Maui Range, rises to 5,788 feet and is among the wettest spots on Earth. Maui's last eruption occurred between 1,480 and 1,600, with lava flows still visible at Cape Kinau. The island was once part of a larger landmass called Maui Nui, which included neighboring islands during lower sea levels. The name Maui honors the demigod Maui, as passed down through the navigator Hawaii Iloa's lineage. Deep ravines and lush valleys carve the flanks of both volcanoes, shaped by centuries of erosion and trade wind weathering. Maui's geology reflects millions of years of basaltic lava flows from overlapping shield volcanoes. Nearly 3 million visitors arrived in 2022, drawn to its beaches, scenic drives, and volcanic wonders. Lahaina Historic District is a National Historic Landmark District encompassing most of the community of Lahaina, Hawaii. Designated in 1962, the district recognizes Lahaina for its well-preserved character as a 19th century port. The town became social and economic importance in the 19th century as a major whaling center in the Pacific. It was declared a National Historic Landmark in 1962 and was as one of the capital cities of the Kingdom of Hawaii. Lahaina was a popular residential center for the kings of Maui prior to the arrival of European explorers in the late 18th century. Kamehameha I made his landing here when he began the conquest of Maui in 1795, and Kamehameha II established a residence here in 1819. That same year, the first whaling ships arrived, beginning the community's rise in economic importance. Lahaina eclipsed Oʻahu as a preferred whaling port between 1840 and 1855 because of its better deep-water anchorage. When Kamehameha III ascended to the Hawaiian throne in 1825, he made Lahaina his capital, preferring it to the busier Honolulu. The town declined in economic importance in the 1860s as the whaling industry waned. The district is bounded on the north by Puuona Point, the south by Makila Point, and the east by the ridge of hills above the town. Located on the south shore of Kauai, Waimea Canyon is a spectacular destination for its scenic beauty, known as the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. Waimea Canyon is one of Hawaii's most remarkable geological formations. Below, we provide everything you need to know about visiting and experiencing this incredible place. Waimea Canyon stretches 10 miles across Kauai's western flank and plunges to depths of 3,000 feet through vivid red terrain. It was formed not only by the steady process of erosion by the Waimea River, which, fueled by prodigious annual rainfall, it also deeply cut into the island's extensive lava and basalt fields, but also by a catastrophic collapse of the volcano that created Kauai. Waimea translates from Hawaiian to English as reddish waters. The name refers to how, during rainfall, red rock erodes into the river, tinting the water as it flows from the canyon to the sea. Waimea Canyon is about 14 miles long, a mile wide, and more than 3,600 feet deep, and is enclosed within the Waimea Canyon State Park. A massive geological collapse millions of years ago dropped part of the island, forming a vast depression. This sunken basin later filled with lava, creating the thick, flat-lying formations seen on the canyon's eastern cliffs. A colossal fault line divides the two sides, marking the boundary of the island's dramatic structural failure. Visitors ascend via Hawaii State Road 550, an 18-mile route that winds through upland forests to Koki. Rising above Honolulu Bay, Koko Head commands the southeastern horizon of Oʻahu with its rugged volcanic silhouette and storied past. This ancient tuff cone, part of the Honolulu volcanics, last erupted approximately 30,000 to 35,000 years ago. Its summit, known as Pu'umai or Kohelepelepe, reaches 1,208 feet and provides sweeping views of the Pacific and surrounding coastline. The crater's steep incline is traversed by over 1,000 wooden railway ties, remnants of a World War II tramway once used to haul supplies to a military lookout. These tracks now form the Koko Crater Trail, a challenging ascent that rewards hikers with panoramic vistas and a sense of triumph. At the summit, rusted pillboxes and concrete bunkers remain as relics of the site's wartime strategic importance. The interior of the crater hosts the 60-acre Koko Crater Botanical Garden, home to cacti, succulents, and dryland flora from around the world. The trail's midpoint includes a narrow bridge section suspended over a ravine, which many hikers bypass via a marked detour. Koko Head's geological layers reveal pyroclastic surges and ash deposits, evidence of its explosive volcanic origin. From the summit, hikers can spot Diamond Head, the Kauai Channel, and even the distant silhouette of Molokai on clear days. The trail is popular among locals for sunrise hikes, with early morning light casting golden hues across the crater's rim. Where volcanic ridges meet royal legacies and Pacific trade winds, Honolulu emerges as a city shaped by power, resilience, and cultural fusion. Honolulu rises from the southeastern shore of Oahu as Hawaii's capital and most populous city, a Pacific crossroads of culture, commerce, and history. Its name means sheltered harbor, a nod to the calm waters that made it a vital port for centuries of maritime trade. The area known as Ku was the heart of early Honolulu, later expanding into a thriving urban center with deep Polynesian roots. Oral tradition and archaeological evidence trace the first settlement to the 11th century, long before Western contact. After conquering Oahu in 1795, Kamehameha moved his royal court to Waikiki, then to downtown Honolulu in 1809. British Captain William Brown became the first foreigner to sail into Honolulu Harbor in 1794, opening the port to global trade. In 1845, Kamehameha III declared Honolulu the permanent capital of the Hawaiian Kingdom, initiating a wave of civic development. Iconic structures like Iolani Palace and St. Andrew's Cathedral emerged as symbols of a modernizing monarchy. The city endured political upheaval, including the 1,893 overthrow of the Hawaiian monarchy and annexation by the United States in 1898. On the 7th of December, 1941, the attack on nearby Pearl Harbor thrust Honolulu into global headlines and World War II history. Post-war prosperity and statehood in 1959 fueled a tourism boom, transforming Waikiki into a world-renowned resort district. Suppose you are looking to move to Hawaii and want to be near the big city, but have a longing to be immersed in an authentic Hawaiian atmosphere. In that case, the neighborhood of Waimanalo in Windward Oʻahu is the perfect place in the island's southeast corner. Nestled between the Ko'olau mountain range on the west, this narrow strip of land has the best that Oahu has to offer. Its name, meaning potable water, reflects the brackish ponds once used for irrigation by early Hawaiian settlers. Archaeological discoveries at Bellows Field Dunes reveal one of Oahu's earliest Polynesian habitation sites, dating back nearly a millennium. Oral traditions recount Waimanalo as a pu'una, or place of refuge, where defeated warriors could seek sanctuary and be spared. The fertile valley supported extensive lo'i-kalo systems and was renowned for cultivating taro, breadfruit, and sweet potatoes. The plantation era brought waves of immigrant laborers, shaping the area's multicultural identity and community fabric. In 1917, over 1,500 acres of plantation land were converted into a military reservation, now Bellows Air Force Station. Waimanalo Beach, stretching over 3 miles, was named America's best beach in 2015 for its powdery sand and pristine waters. While this is expected on an island, here the beaches are close by and largely undiscovered by the tourists. Waimanalo Bay Beach Park has a sandy beach with white powdery sand that is perfect for a dip in the warm waters. At nearly 442 feet, Akaka Falls thunders through a verdant amphitheater of rainforest, carving a dramatic gorge on Hawaii Island's Hamakua coast. Situated about 11 miles north of Hilo and 4 miles inland from Honolulu, at the terminus of Route 220, Akaka Falls State Park encompasses the waterfall and its lush surroundings. The falls plunge into a pool within Kaulakoli Stream, framed by towering ferns, wild orchids, and the crimson blossoms of the ohia lehua tree. The park spans roughly 65 acres and features a 0.4-mile loop trail that winds along the right shoulder of the gorge. Along this scenic loop, hikers encounter vista points overlooking 300-foot Kahuna Falls and a series of smaller cascades. Geological layers of basalt and volcanic debris line the gorge walls, evidence of lava flows that once swept down from the island's central peaks. Over millennia, relentless stream erosion has deepened the gorge, exposing weathered basalt that has oxidized into rich reds and browns. The waterfall takes its name from Chief Akaka O'Kani'u Wau, whose lineage is woven into Hawaii's ancient oral histories. Local legend holds that striking Pohakua Pele with a lehua apane branch summons rain, underscoring the fall's spiritual resonance. The endemic Papakōlea shrimp similarly navigates the mist-laden cliffs, exemplifying extraordinary evolutionary adaptation. Managed by the Hawaii Department of Land and Natural Resources, the park provides primitive restrooms and interpretive signage, but no commercial amenities. Where emerald cliffs meet ancestral sanctuaries and blockbuster lore, Kualoa Ranch sprawls across Oʻahu's verdant windward shore. This private preserve and cattle operation stretches through Ka'awa, Kualoa, and Hakipu'u, the traditional Hawaiian land divisions carved by rainfall and volcanic rise. Chief La'amai Kahiki once designated this landscape a place of refuge, where sacred drums and shrines affirmed chiefly authority. An ancient Hawaiian genealogy chant records that Haloa, the stillborn child of Earth Mother and Sky Father, was laid to rest here, from whose grave the first taro emerged. Offshore, the rocky islet Molokini, known as Chinaman's Hat, rises like a sentinel, guarding the ranch's coastal panorama. In 1850, Dr. Garrett P. Judd acquired 622 acres along the bay and purchased Molokini from King Kamehameha III in gratitude for his medical service. Judd's descendants continued land acquisitions until their estate expanded to encompass 4,000 acres by 1880. In 1863, Charles Judd and Samuel Gardner Wilder established a sugar plantation and built a mill whose stone foundations still flank Kamehameha Highway. Severe drought ended sugarcane cultivation in 1870, leaving behind weathered walls that echo the island's plantation era. During World War II, the U.S. military converted part of the property into Kualoa Airfield, returning it to the Morgan family after the conflict. In 1974, the entire property earned National Register status as a historic district, preserving its cultural landmarks and natural vistas. The Hāna Highway stretches 64 miles along Maui's eastern coast, linking Kahului's harbor to the secluded community of Hāna. Although the direct distance measures just 52 miles, vehicles take 2.5 hours to traverse its winding, constricted alignment. 59 bridges punctuate the journey, with 46 supporting single-lane passage beneath dense tropical foliage. Along Route 360, approximately 620 hairpin turns navigate emerald valleys carved by cascading waterfalls. Many original concrete and steel spans date back to 1910, showcasing early 20th century ingenuity. One severely eroded crossing received a temporary A-Crow steel structure from the Army Corps of Engineers until its permanent restoration in 2009. In the 16th century, King Pialani unified East Maui and commissioned the Aloha, a basalt thoroughfare hand-laid with lava stones. His heir, Kihapialani, extended this ancient pathway into the Hāna district, where travelers once swung across gulches on vine harnesses. Modern improvements began in the 1870s to construct the Hemakua irrigation ditch, channeling hillside downpour for sugarcane cultivation. Upgrades continued into the early 1900s, culminating in the highway's official inauguration on December 18, 1926. Bridge erection persisted through the Great Depression, while full asphalt coverage awaited the technological strides of the 1960s. In August 2000, President Bill Clinton christened the roadway the Hāna Millennium Legacy Trail, marking Paia as the starting point. A year later, the entire stretch earned a place on the National Register of Historic Places, cementing its legacy as a cultural and engineering marvel. Beneath towering basalt cliffs, Waipiʻo Valley harbors the legacy of ancient rulers and the roar of its winding river, stretching 64 miles along Maui's eastern coast. Although the direct distance measures just 52 miles, vehicles take 2.5 hours to traverse its winding, constricted alignment. Along Route 360, approximately 620 hairpin turns navigate emerald valleys carved by cascading waterfalls. Many original concrete and steel spans date back to 1910, showcasing early 20th century ingenuity. One severely eroded crossing received a temporary acro steel structure from the Army Corps of Engineers until its permanent restoration in 2009. In the 16th century, King Pialani unified East Maui and commissioned the Aloha, a basalt thoroughfare hand-laid with lava stones. His heir, Kihapialani, extended this ancient pathway into the Hāna district, where travelers once swung across gulches on vine harnesses. Modern improvements began in the 1870s to construct the Hemakua irrigation ditch, channeling hillside downpour for sugarcane cultivation. Upgrades continued into the early 1900s, culminating in the highway's official inauguration on December 18, 1926. Bridge erection persisted through the Great Depression, while full asphalt coverage awaited the technological strides of the 1960s. In August 2000, President Bill Clinton christened the roadway the Hana Millennium Legacy Trail, marking Paia as the starting point. A year later, the entire stretch earned a place on the National Register of Historic Places, cementing its legacy as a cultural and engineering marvel. Molokini Crater emerges 3 miles off Maui's southern coast, its perfect crescent rim framing a vibrant marine sanctuary. This sunken volcanic cone formed some 230,000 years ago, when explosive eruptions from Haleakala's southwest rift zone met the Pacific's cool waters. The islet spans 23 acres, and its jagged rim ascends 161 feet above sea level, while its floor plunges to depths approaching 50 meters. During World War II, the United States Navy used the crater for live gunnery practice, leaving pockmarked slopes and underwater ordnance that sparked later removal efforts. In 1977, authorities proclaimed Molokini a marine life conservation district and state seabird sanctuary to safeguard its unique ecosystems. Underwater visibility regularly exceeds 150 feet, unveiling more than 250 fish species and nearly 40 hard coral varieties clustered along its sheltered reef. Iao Valley commands West Maui with emerald walls and mist-shrouded ridges, carved by relentless streams into a volcanic amphitheater. The valley floor rests at approximately 1,000 feet elevation, where steep cliffs expose layers of ancient basalt flows. Dominating the gorge, the Iao Needle soars 1,200 feet above the stream, its slender lava remnant draped in verdant moss and ferns. The Pu'ukukui watershed atop the West Maui Mountains records nearly 386 inches of rain annually, making it Hawaii's second wettest locale. Rainfall funnels into Iao Stream, whose persistent currents have gouged deep channels through dense volcanic bedrock. Above the ravine, a rare cloud forest of ohia and koa shelters native honey creepers such as the iwi and apapane. In ancient times, the hollow served as an ali'i burial ground and later saw the pivotal Battle of Kapanawai in 1790. That clash proved so fierce that fallen warriors clogged the stream, earning the site its name, the damming of the waters. Designated a National Natural Landmark in 1972, the state monument features a paved loop trail leading to interpretive overlooks. Along the path, signage recounts the valley's sacred ties to Kane, god of fresh water, and Kanaloa, guardian of the underworld. A lush stream-cut valley in West Maui, Hawaii, Waimoku Falls plunges down a sheer lava rock cliff deep within Haleakalā National Park. Formed through long-term erosion of basaltic flows deposited during Haleakala's youthful eruptions, the waterfall carves a dramatic amphitheater of volcanic strata. Hikers traverse a 4-mile round-trip route, gaining 650 feet in elevation, passing the 185 feet Makahiku Falls and a mesmerizing bamboo forest before arriving at its base. Pipiwai stream channels tropical rainfall from the surrounding rainforests, sustaining the fall's unceasing flow even during brief dry spells. The plunge pool lies amid a field of volcanic boulders whose jagged forms testify to past seismic uplift and rockfall events. From the scenic overlook, viewers discern layers of hardened lava interspersed with weathered ash deposits, geological markers of explosive frito-magmatic activity. Named for Mokuhau Mountain in ancestral chants, Waimoku Falls stands as both a geological marvel and a living chapter of Hawaiian landscape lore. Papakōlea Beach sits beneath the eroded rim of Puʻu Mahana, a 49,000-year-old tuff ring born of explosive magma water eruptions along Mauna Loa's southwest rift zone. Its emerald sand is composed primarily of olivine crystals, liberated from ash deposits, with denser green grains accumulating as lighter volcanic fragments wash seaward. As one of only 2 green sand beaches globally, this secluded cove rivals Floriana Island's Punta Cormorant for rare mineral spectacle. The enclosing tuff ring formed through violent interactions between magma and groundwater, creating an ash ring that later partially collapsed into the Pacific. Papakōlea derives from the Hawaiian words papa, meaning flats, and kolea, referring to Pacific golden plovers that winter amid the crater's slopes. Olivine, known locally as Hawaiian diamond, crystallizes early in cooling lava and stands as a testament to the region's volcanic heritage shared by nearby Diamond Head. Unwavering wave action continuously erodes the ring's lower sections, replenishing the green sands even as surrounding gray ash remains untouched. According to the United States Geological Survey, the last lava flow concluded more than 10,000 years ago, lending stability to this geologic landmark. Exposed rock faces around the bay reveal stratified layers of past eruptions, lava flows, and volcanic events preserved above the surfline. Hawaii is a true paradise, cannot describe by words and sound. It's a reminder of how land, culture, and identity shape each other over time. Its islands reflect not just natural power, but generations of resilience, knowledge, and change. From volcanic slopes to city streets, progress here moves with intention, not impulse. This journey we traveled may stop here, but Hawaii continues on. Stay here, in the ocean, and in the people who carry it forward. If this video gave you something to think about, hit the like to help us bring more stories like this to you. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss where we're heading next. And of course, we'll see you in the next video with a new place, a new story, and a new way of seeing the world.